To whom it may concern, there are 6,253 better ways to use a tiki torch. The first is to decorate your house. Now, this might be the easiest one for a white supremacist to understand. See, back in the 1930s when burning crosses was still cool, the hip liberals in California were burning cultures. Stole tiki from the Polynesians quicker than hip liberals today stole the term woke. The burning of the torch was meant to symbolize Pele, the goddess of fire and light. But then the white men came and stripped the meaning, kept the fire. They always keep the fire with white supremacy. From crosses to torches, there's always something burning, and it always represents a god. The second way to use a tiki torch is to illuminate, to shine a light on something that has always been there, was never really resolved, just lurking in the shadows, hiding in the dark. So when that white supremacist lights the torch and racism is staring you dead in your face, for the love of God, stop acting surprised. These people weren't born yesterday. I mean, y'all, Trump was elected back in, what, November? And America still couldn't see this coming? Maybe if our country weren't so afraid of the darks, we'd be able to address the racism embedded in the American psyche. But I'm guessing they don't talk about that at the All Lives Matter rallies, if they ever actually have All Lives Matter rallies. The next 16 ways to use a tiki torch all involve burning, but not a cross, not a culture. We burn wood to keep us warm from cold hearts and even colder shoulders. And notice how they'll still call us violent, how they'll still use that as an excuse, as if there are videos of us beating up black folks in Charlottesville parking garages or running over white folks in Charlottesville streets. It's really interesting how it doesn't matter whether the car is parked or on the street, the violence is still occurring. But interesting even more how colored violence becomes, how they'll use black on black violence to paint us as violent savages, but then they won't actually mention white on white violence unless it's war, and even then they'll still call it civil. They'll still make memorials for the losers, but make no mistake, white supremacy is violence. It's asking you to remain peaceful as they call for your genocide. It's very interesting how they do this, but remind them that you will kick their ass. In fact, the next 3,100 uses for the tiki torch all involve prying it from a white supremacist's hands, turning it sideways, and shoving it up their candied asses. Right after that, you're going to turn it upside down, repeat the shoving. Then you turn it back right side up, you make sure it's fully extended, and you do it again. When they ask why you are doing this, you tell them so they can experience violence on many sides. Now, the last 3,225 uses for the tiki torch all involve establishing peace, but so were the first 3,118 uses. See, that's the funny thing about violence, and the funny thing about fire. It's not dangerous unless you stoke it, unless you handle it in the wrong way, unless you try to stifle it from truly growing to reach its full potential. So when these white supremacists complain to you about how their hands keep getting burned, remind them who lit the torch in the first place. My name's Jahman Hill, Jahman Ariel Hill. My middle name is Ariel, fun story. But I am from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. That's where I'm from right now, like Tuscaloosa. I was born in Rochester, New York. I was raised in Kansas. And today I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about me through poems. I have a sheet of paper here. And you guys are gonna get to pick what poems I tell to describe myself with. I have a list here of 9 different things. They each have 2 poems, and y'all get to pick which one. So let's see, where should we start? All right, here we go. Let's do a change of pace. How many of you guys are self-proclaimed nerds? All right, how many of y'all watch Dragon Ball Z? Okay, cool. So, for my Dragon Ball Z people in here, do we want to hear a poem about Super Saiyans, Or do we want to hear a poem about Piccolo and the Namekians? Piccolo, all right. Piccolo it is. I don't remember what this poem is called, but I guess my Evernote's about to tell me what the poem's called. I watch Dragon Ball Z religiously, and it's just, oh, it's called Piccolo. Alright, real talk. If you black and watch Dragon Ball Z, Piccolo was your favorite character. That green-skinned Namekian was the definition of a nigga. And if one of you mother lovers try to say that Mr. Bobo was our token black character, kill yourself, use a damn lie. We didn't get a token black character. DBZ gave us a whole race, complete with oddly colored skin, mystic tribal traditions, alien dashikis, and the greatest fighter the world had ever seen until he got his ass kicked by a 6-year-old white boy, but we're gonna ignore that part. Fun fact. Namekians grow at 3 times the rate of other beings, which is why people mistook Child Piccolo for a grown man. Let's not forget that Namekians were a proud people. Let's not forget how Martin Luther King Kami was the one who protected y'all's whitewashed earth, although no one even noticed he was there. Let us remember how easy it was for Frieza to destroy our planet, make Namek look like a damn war zone, literally blow the planet up, and one of the coolest scenes in DBZ history where Frieza and a blonde-haired Saiyan fought a war on Namek, but no Namekians were present, fought a war on foreign soil in a quest for goods that were not theirs to keep, destroyed said goods, and then tried to make cheap knockoffs of the original goods that they destroyed. But Piccolo, the man who raised Gohan, the same way mammies were forced to raise white kids, but never allowed to raise their own, that Piccolo, who sacrificed his life to save his friends time and time again, never knowing if they'd even wish him back, this Piccolo, who was clearly the smartest dude on the show, matched muscle with intellect, served as the voice of reason time and time again, the modern day Malcolm, that Piccolo, yeah, he was black. So I have a book. Yeah. This book is called Made from My Mother's Ceilings. I published it on 4/20, I believe, was the day I published it. I don't smoke, but I did one time. Oh, I smoked one time. And the only person I ever smoked with is here in the room right now. And now she got like a whole other little baby thing. Hey Cassie. Hey, wait, Cassie, Brandy, and Dexter, that's my fan right there. Let's give them a round of applause, because they just, y'all showed up. And you brought Drew, that little baby right there, that little light bright, that's Drew. He's a little beautiful little baby. I don't know if I'm supposed to call him a light bright. I don't know if that's rude. Okay, so these books is $15. I have a limited edition cover that's $20. This is actually the limited edition cover. And if you like my poems, you can buy my book. If you don't like my poems, you can buy my book and burn it. I don't care, just buy the book, okay? So we talked about being a nerd, right? Okay. Let's see what else Jahman does. Ooh, I like to dance. So, there are 2 different poems. I'm gonna tell you I like to dance, but I can't dance. So I'm gonna apologize in advance for this next poem. But let's see, y'all can hear the Soldier Boy poem or the Moment the Beat Drops poem. Beat drops? All right. Thank goodness. That Soldier Boy poem is brand new. I don't know if I can do it right. All right, cool. It's 6 a.m. in the morning and I don't need no coffee when my song come on. Don't give me a shot of espresso, just watch the beat drop on my body. Wake up, take ownership, back over itself, become a beast you can't name, you can't contain. Yo! Check this meme wisdom. If they can't understand your lyrics, then they can't call them trash. When the beat drops, watch how pretty my ribs explode. You don't understand. When the beat takes control, my body takes me back. The beat drop is the most excellent moment of music. It is the interruption of white noise with black soul. When the beat drops, your spirit will scream defiance at the top of its lungs. Watch the bass blast your back out and make that booty bop. A beat drop got me breaking out break moves I ain't never even seen before. And I don't care what nobody say, ain't no 808s in your Starbucks. Just give me 2 shots of design and I'm ready to go. Cause when the beat takes control, ain't no police to police this pride. Slide to the left, then change to cha-cha and can nan nigga nay like me. When the beat drops, my Millie rocks, my pop locks, and my grandparents call it electric. The beat be dropping to a chorus of stay woke. As a reminder that we are still alive, means niggas creeping, means we gon' be alright, means you don't want no problem with me. The beat keep dropping like black bodies that be finding their way back up. The beat drop is a universal sign that we can't stop till we free. So when that beat drops, I can be me. Don't y'all say a word about my dancing. Yeah. If I ain't had the mic, I'd be able to even do more with it. But see, yeah. Like the basketball, when we get in an indoor gym, Dexter beat me in basketball a few months back. I ain't afraid to say it, like a year ago. But you know, when we get in an indoor gym, we'll see what happens. All right? All right, here we go, white girls. All right, so. My girlfriend's white, but there are other white girls who aren't really that great. So let's see. We got a Kendall Jenner poem, and then we got a Catch Me Outside poem. Okay, really? All right. I guess y'all want to hear that one. When the white girl says, "Cash me outside, how about that?" What she means is, catch me outside, how about that? She's trying to say, if you have a problem with me, we can proceed to exiting this facility under the premise that once we have proceeded to the open air, the rules are no longer the same. In fact, it is highly probable to surmise that beyond these 4 walls, outside to be exact, the rules no longer exist, allowing for us to engage in activities of which I can best describe as knucking, if you are in fact bucking. After taking all of this into consideration, how might you be disposed to my proposition? When the white girl says, "Cash me outside, how about that?" she is dropping hard consonants in order to sound harder, to sound tougher. She is creating a caricature of black identity built on negative stereotypes, meaning her whiteness is reinforcing my blackness. So when she says, "Cash me outside, how about that?" what she means is her whiteness is fragile. Her whiteness is fragile. She means her whiteness is just as fragile as my masculinity. What I mean is I can relate. I too have requested conference in an outdoor location, followed by an inquiry of their thoughts on my proposal in order to prove my manhood. I too have lashed out in fear of being broken, in fear of being seen as less of a man than them white boys. Y'all, I know what it's like to be the bully, to mistake violence for a safe space, to try and turn my body into Tom Brady, my target into Randy Moss, and make a football out of these hands. The funny thing is, I've only been in like 2 fights, both of which I lost. In fact, if one were to catch me outside, I would recommend that we reconvene at an indoor location under the supervision of some administrative or authoritative figure. Basically, these hands ain't as powerful as this mouth. And I thought I could build a castle out of dropped hard consonants and shards from my mother's ceilings, projecting the man I thought I was supposed to be, but y'all, I was wrong. So when the white girl says, "Cash me outside, how about that?" I get it. I can relate. See, we were both reflections of our societal shortcomings, too scared of shattering ourselves. Yeah. Ooh, heaven. Okay, cool. So we have a funny poem or a serious poem choice here. All right, so we have white heaven. That's the funny poem. Or we have black heaven. That's not the funny poem. That's the sad poem. All right, white heaven or black heaven? You said what? Both. Both? Okay, we're gonna do both.
Yeah.
How many of y'all know who Stevie Wonder is? Put your hands down. He's never seen any of you. Oh my God, I'm going to jail. I didn't plan to say that. Anyways, I love Stevie Wonder. He has this song called They Won't Go When I Go. Chance recently covered it on the NPR Tiny Desk. So this poem is based off of that song. I'm not gonna sing, but the bars from it that inspired me were, no more lying friends wanting tragic ends, though they do pretend, they won't go when I go. Black boy writes from the afterlife. Don't worry, mama, I'm better now. No longer hunted, no longer made to look like animal, mama. They won't go when I go. They won't follow me to the pearly gates, make me put my hands up, fear for their life, use that as an excuse. Their bullets won't hurt me no more, mama. There's no need to cry. Here there is no more pain, no need for saddened eyes. Here I abide with him. Here I am protected. Here I am loved by everyone, anyone, always. Here we sing of happiness. And I am equal. I am human. I can walk the streets and no one cowers at my excellence. Here we are all alive and living. And mama, I'm better now. They can't follow me here. And they won't go when I go, mama. I believe the greed of man will be far away from me, and my soul will be free, because they won't go when I go. They won't catch me. Your little angel will grow wings. I'll soar, mama. I'll be with all the people in those stories we read about on Sundays. I'll have the strength of Samson. I'll dance like David, mama. I'ma be brave like Joshua. They can't call me thug no more. Can't take my life no more. They can't stop my potential with their prejudice, their assumptions, their lies, their weapons. They can't keep me away from my destiny, mama. Here is my body, broken for you, pieced back together for his will. Take it. Feast on the knowing that my spirit has no limits, that here I am rejoiced. Here they give glory to those who have been crucified, dead and buried. So bury me, mama. Let me away from this earth, that my soul may be free, and know they won't go when I go. Oh snap, I gotta do both. I'll do the other one later, if I have time. Okay, cool. Let's see. Oh, let me, okay, cool. I wrote a poem today and I forgot, and I wrote it down here and I was like, oh yeah. Okay, so I got this older poem. It's called Alternative Facts for Black History Month. And I've got this new poem that I wrote a few hours ago called the Alt-Right Bible. New poem? Okay.
All the time.
New shit?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if people said that. Okay, I did it. All right, when I say new shit, you say new shit. New shit?
New shit.
Boom. Okay, cool. All right. Alt. Yeah, let's just go to notes because it's at the top of this. All right, the alt-right Bible. The alt-right Bible be like, in the beginning there was blackness, and God said, let there be white, and there was white everywhere. The alt-right Bible be like, know your commandments, for I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Europe and into the land of slavery, where you could rule like masters, but thou shalt not put another God before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, nor bow down to them, or serve them, unless you build them of stone, label them monument or memorial, name them Robert E. Lee or Jefferson Davis, then you can worship them all you like. The alt-right Bible be like, thou shalt not taketh the name of the Lord thy God in vain, unless colonizing others, unless justifying slavery. Remember the Sabbath, keep it holy, keep it white, even if thou hast to burn churches or crosses or bodies, honor thy mother and thy father, honor thy bigotry and prejudice, call it inheritance and tradition. The alt-right Bible be like, thou shalt not kill unless thou fear for thine life. Thou shalt not commit adultery unless reclaiming bodies thou think are thine own, or raping the soil of its native inhabitants. Alt-right Bible say thou shalt not steal unless thou is stealing culture. And if so, thou must offer up a sacrifice in the name of Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, or any Kardashian. The alt-right Bible say, love thy neighbor as thyself, as long as that neighbor looks like you. If they don't, remember, love won't keep a Dylan roof over our heads. Sacrifice thine enemies in the name of the Lord thy God. Y'all, the alt-right Bible be stupid. Built on this concept of whiteness, so fragile, its pages are torn, the spine is stained with white tears, and every time you turn the thing upside down, whole sections of the book just be falling out. Plus, the book's binding is weak, so you gotta be careful not to close it too quick or its pages will fall out. And if you open it too fast, its pages will fall out. I mean, this book really a piece of shit. It's in a state of disrepair. The only way you can really keep it on your person is to clutch it tight, but not too tight because the pages will fall out. But you clutch it anyways. You clutch it tight enough to feel it, but loose enough so that you don't have to say you see color. You hold it close to your heart, immerse yourself in its words. Other people will just leave it in their house, and then they'll use it whenever it's convenient or whenever they're alone. They may go to church on Sundays, but they're not flaunting their religion. Make no mistakes though, they still believe. They still pray for their God when the moment's right. Their faith still finds its ways into their actions. Notice how they'll call out his name whenever they're afraid of any sort of demons lurking in all their blackness. Do not forget the words of their scriptures, because the alt-right Bible say, for the word of God is quick and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, joints and marrow, black and whites. The alt-right Bible be like, therefore whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock, or on the backs of black bodies. But this alt-right Bible be stupid. This alt-right Bible can't work. This alt-right Bible obviously doesn't understand that if it tries to keep passing its stuff off as religion, we will shut that down and tell them we will end that shit and put it on the Bible.
Yeah.
I just made up the ending because the poem's not done yet. So, okay. All right. So, okay. So we're in our Trump section. Okay. So we have Donald Trump versus the black academic. Pretty funny. And then we have the 2016 election soundtrack.
Black academic.
Black academic? Okay. See if I remember all the words. In the case of Donald Trump versus the black academic, the verdict reads, America. Do we really even need a verdict? I mean, I'm standing right here. You think one election could take me down? I mean, last year, one Donald Trump was elected. This year, over 4.5 million black people hold at least a bachelor's degree. Do the math. On November 8th, our country elected another racist, sexist, xenophobic bigot to the White House. On November 9th, I still had homework to do. My degree wasn't nullified. I still spent hours in biology, psychology, astronomy, and the national economy, and yes, African American studies, because this African American studies America. You thought Donald Trump would make America great again. Cool. Black been great. If you'd studied, you'd know that. You know that Nien Sapo, the wisdom knot, is a dinkra, means wisdom, ingenuity, intelligence, patience, means a wise man has the capacity to choose the best means to attain a goal, means this degree is only a stepping stone on the path to excellence, means I can learn how to use your tools to dismantle your system or make some new tools or a new system if I feel like it. America, you thought Donald Trump would keep down this cap and gown? Watch a black woman reach up and disintegrate the glass ceiling with a diploma. Watch her cap protect her head from the ash. Watch a black man step out a black brute, zip a robe and put on kente stole, each pattern a proverb. Call this black graduation ceremony a statement. Call it black on black, down black cap, ready to clap back on any fat cat who say ain't nobody reading. Listen, we watch Pootie Tang, Atlanta, and listen to the life of Pablo, all while completing a dissertation on the comparative strengths of tensile metal beams under natural distress, because it's black, don't crack, be excellent in its imperfection, exceeds expectations, patience. If I could fit all of this education into this one poem, I would turn it into a letter, and it would start like this. Boy. But I don't got that much time. But this is all it would take to show Mr. Apprentice who really got the masters. So in the case of Donald Trump versus the black academic, the verdict reads America. That ain't even a question. Oh, okay, cool. 2 more. So I got 2 more sections. All right, so we have doves. So there was an incident where this pastor threw a dove into the air and it suffered a heart attack and hit the ground. And then there was another dove incident where a pastor released some doves and one of them got hit by a semi-truck. So do y'all want the heart attack or the semi-truck? Heart attack, okay. I know, doves just be going through some shit, man. All right, let's see. Come here, dove poem. I have to find the article where this thing happened. So, because I have, there it is. It's my very first bookmark, the Daily Mail. Thank you so much, Daily Mail. All right. November 27th, 2014. Dove finally at peace. Funeral service takes unfortunate turn when dove launched into the air by pastor plummets straight to the ground after suffering a heart attack. A poem. I should have known by the tan suit, Steve Harvey fit, wavering voice that this deacon was gonna do some dumb shit. I should have known by the innocent white dove trapped inside his hands that the plan would be poorly executed. Something about black people at a funeral. But before I could realize the irony of the situation, the deacon said, "Oh, if I had wings like this dove, for then would I fly away and be at rest." It was at this moment I realized the dove was going to be the butt end of the joke here. He had been suffering under the deacon's grasp for a while now, looking for a chance to breathe. The melody of his wings stifled by the imagination of what could be. The deacon was so sure the dove would fly if he just flung him hard enough, as if he hadn't just crippled him with captivity. And I believed him. But before I realized the irony of the situation, the dove was soaring. If for only a moment. Propelled by the deacon's will, the way it tore through the air, you wouldn't even realize that it had forgotten how to use its wings, that its heartbeat was lost via heart attack. And I raised my hands into the air and wished for wings like the dove. I didn't mind that the Mississippi heat left stains in my pits because the degree and my sweat matched the temperature. See, I wanted to fly high because I heard everything's fair in height. Break through and let those prison cells see us go up. But before I could realize the irony of the situation, the dove went from the flyaway portion of the scripture and quickly began to be at rest. Surprise and disappointment crept into the souls of the crowd as the dove plummeted towards reality. And someone who I presume was the most logical in the group said, "He didn't fly. And another said, what did you expect? They're niggas, doves. And I got really confused because what the deacon said sounded great figuratively, but literally it sucked. The flight was as short as the scripture, as that white dove lay there, a spectacle for the black crowd. And it was at that moment I realized how clever the cameraman was. He had shot this entire scene in negative. Cool. I'm gonna do White Heaven. All right, cool, because this is my favorite poem. All right. So, in February, there was this really weird moment where I was sitting in class with the great Dr. Robin Boylorn, the University of Alabama, the great Dr. Robin Boylorn, and we were talking about religion. And I was informed that when white people go to heaven, everything's cool, but when black people die and go to heaven, they go through this purification process, and God will turn them white, like everyone else in heaven. Nah, don't laugh, like for real. Like when we die, you get there, we get a gold halo, some white shoes, white wings, white skin, we get a white robe, I'm guessing it's hooded, and the curse of ham gets lit. So, before I chalk this up to the dumbest thing I had ever heard at a historically white college or university, I decided to ask some questions, because who knows, they might be white. They might be right. So first, does God turn us white before or after we get to heaven? Like, when we die, does the black skin fall off our white bones, or do we Michael Jackson moonwalk off our melanin, strutting to a lighter shade? Do we remove our black like a coat? Does God hang it on the nearest tree while we all watch and pose for postcards? Is the halo actually this really fine-tooth comb that you can't fit on your head if your hair nappy? Do they sell Blue Magic and Palmer's cocoa butter at the Angel supermarket, or just mayonnaise and Shea Moisture? Or do we shed our skin to the sound of privilege seeping into our souls? After waking up morning after morning, the streets paved with gold, because apparently God just loves gold, do all of these riches we obviously couldn't have afforded in our short lives make the black skin just want to crawl off our bodies? Is this what inheritance feels like? Question 2. If everybody white, do anybody clap on beat? 3. Is this what they did to Jesus when he died on the cross? All woolly-haired and whatnot, when he looked up and asked God, why had he forsaken him? Did God look back down and say, you should have been white? Don't know why you asked to be colored. Why you ask for all that excellence, you know it comes with a cost. No. Don't get cross with me, young man. I told you, if you hung out with murderers and thieves, you would hang with them too. You know they're gonna call you white after you saved them anyway. They will wash you white as snow, clean you up for the camera. You know they say good deeds smell just like Clorox bleach and have the same effects. Watch them do you the same way they do history. And honestly, I don't think I would say all of that, which is why I was asking the question. The last question. If God turns me white, what will I think about black people? Will I look at them the same way you look at me? If so, to hell with that. Thanks for your time, y'all.